Hi, my name is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and your number one source for real estate advice online. Thank you for checking out my channel. Make sure you subscribe on my website as well as at the bottom of this video, and leave me any comments, suggestions, or anything else that you think would be worthwhile for others to read as well. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to keep yourself occupied in a crisis like these if you're quarantined and you can't go anywhere. And welcome, by the way, to my porch series here. I'm going to be making a lot of videos right here from my porch, and I'm having a great time hanging out actually. And what I'm doing right now is actually one of my steps of how to keep busy in a quarantine like this. So sit back, relax, enjoy, have some tea as I am having. Not time for the alcohol yet. And let's talk about some things that you can do as a real estate investor in times like these. So, for starters, what is the first thing that I did when I found out that we have a major crisis on our hands and you basically need to move where the cheese is going? And other business is increasing phenomenally. So if you're of course in the food business, like grocery stores or liquor stores, you're probably making a killing right now. But, we're real estate investors, and in my case, I have a lot of vacation rentals in the area. What do I do if all my guests have suddenly disappeared? So the very first thing that I did, in any case, is to think of ways, and I've thought of this actually before, how to preserve my business. And you always need to think about this as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. This is good advice, not just for real estate investors, but just for an entrepreneur in general. There's very few successful entrepreneurs and mentors and friends that I have that are just concentrating in one line of business. And what everybody's always seeking out to do is have several businesses that kind of complement each other in terms of effort and in terms of return. So that means that if one business loses income or income stream, basically cash value or cash streams, that another one subsequently will increase. So in my case, of course, as you know, I have a lot of rentals, so I have rental income. I also have income through my audiobooks as well as consulting. And of course, I do a lot with the radio station. I don't make any money being on the radio, of course, but that serves as my marketing vehicle, more or less, and educational outreach for you all. And so the other thing that I do, of course, is tax sale foreclosures. I buy and sell properties, real estate that is improved and unimproved. So I have different lines of things that I'm working on all the time. But right now, the thing that is really increasing in my different kinds of businesses, of course, is the educational side. And that's because a lot of people are out of work, they're at home, they have time to dedicate to a class or even get taught or consulted. So, while my vacation rental business side is not doing very well right now, the other side is actually doing really well. So just to put that thought in your head to kind of think of things that you can do in the future. Whenever you start a business, start thinking of 2 or 3 complementary businesses that would be increasing in case there is one of them is down, because they have to cancel each other's lack of cash flows out, basically. So and the same goes within a business as well. So I have properties that are short-term vacation rentals, I have seasonal rentals, and I don't have any more long-term rentals, but my seasonal rentals can easily be converted to long-term rentals, and so can the Airbnb. So immediately what I did when I found out that we have a crisis on our hand is, first off, I double booked everything, double or triple booked. So that means I had more than one reservation for the same time for the same space. And what it turned out to be for the last 2 weeks of March, that I still pretty much was fully booked in all my listings, because 2/3 of my reservations still fell off The other 1/3 actually did appear and did need the space, so we were still fully booked. So in March it really didn't make a difference to me at all. Now in April, we're looking a little bit different, of course. So in April I decided to lower my prices for longer reservations, which basically eliminated my need for cleaning staff as much, and or at least, I was able to remove my cleaning staff in different places. But also, that also increased the fact that I now have more time to dedicate to the educational side. So again, not just time, but also money has shifted a little bit, and you need to jump on these things as quick as a fox and adjust yourself. So we're about 7 minutes into this video, but I wanted to tell you some of the other things that I'm doing in a time like this, when there's actually time, there's a quarantine, and there's things that can be done that normally I wouldn't probably have time for. And I made a little cheat sheet, a list, so I'm going to read you a couple of them and talk for a few minutes on each point. So the first thing that you'll have to do, obviously, in a situation like this is hoard your cash. What do I mean by that? That means save your money. Discretionary spending that you normally would do, don't do that anymore right now. And that means eating in more. Of course, that makes more sense anyways. And I'm not trying to bash any industries, of course. Everybody's hurting. Restaurants are hurting. My cleaning staff is hurting. Everybody's hurting. But you do have to take care of yourself. And as long as you can take care of yourself, you can take care of the other people. It's kind of like pulling down the mask for oxygen in an airplane with pressure loss. You got to do it for yourself before you can help children or others. So take care of yourself so you can take care of the others. So what I would recommend first off is, of course, hoard and keep your cash. That means wash your car by yourself. Don't go out and eat food that you can cook at home by yourself, as well as choose food that is cheaper than normal food. So don't go out and buy the steaks and the filet mignon or anything like that. A lot of our food that's very, very simple and cheap is actually even better for you. So right now what we're doing, we're eating a lot of rice, a lot of beans, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits from the local farmers, obviously, and we're trying to use up things that we've had in our fridge forever. So and being very economical with stretching the food and making it last for a long time. So part of hoarding cash, of course, is also eliminating discretionary spending, and that could be for anything that you can maybe take care of yourself. Maybe don't have the cleaners come clean your house for a week or two and do it yourself because you're at home anyways, and things like that. So there's think of ways of how to save money. For example, I have a second car. It's been sitting in the driveway for a while. It needs some repairs. So I removed it off the insurance for right now because I'm not driving it anyways. I'm nowhere to go and I have another car. So those kinds of things, I kind of suspended my Audible account right now because I have a lot of credits that I need to use up anyways. And, you can rack up a couple $100s really quickly looking at your subscriptions, for example, and try to do a lot of things on your own. You might have neighbors and people that need things to do, so you ask them, hey, you want to help me do some yard work, I'll pay you a little bit, and help each other out. Or maybe you can do some sort of exchange service for something that you can do for your neighbor instead. Actually, case in point, one of my neighbors came and saw me at the car wash and offered to wash my car for me if I taught him a little bit of what I do with tax sale foreclosures. And I'm like, hey, that's a great deal. Normally I spend $30 to $40 to get my car cleaned and detailed. I'll be glad to talk to you about it while you clean my car. So things like that, avoid discretionary spending and reach out to your friends and neighbors, and maybe you can help each other. Point number 2, utilize credit and interest. What does that mean? So now is a really, really good time to check and apply for any kind of credit card reduction offers. Of course, for small businesses, you could go to the SBA website and apply for grants that may or may not have to be paid back. They also have a payroll assistance program right now on their website that you can apply for as well, and that applies for sole proprietors as well. So start asking your business friends or the other entrepreneurs that you know to see what kinds of things they're doing, and apply your knowledge and your time to those things. Case in point, I have a friend in Atlanta who's also an entrepreneur, small business owner, and he told me about going to the SBA website. And incidentally, the first thing I said is, well, I don't want a loan that I have to pay back, because I like to, be debt free. And he's like, oh, no, it's called a loan, but you really don't have to pay it back, because as long as you meet their criteria, there's loan forgiveness. I didn't even know that existed. So I went online earlier. It took me maybe 15 minutes, and I applied. And probably will qualify, maybe not, but at least it was worth a try. And they have other programs similar to that as well. So it is up to you right now to check on these things and verify what is available, since you have the time. Same goes for credit cards. Same goes for mortgage deferrals. If you have a lot of real estate that's mortgaged, I have several. I have all the mortgages deferred right now, which is really, really good, because I can use a couple months off of paying mortgages, and I don't know if I have to pay that back at the end of the couple months of deferral, or if it gets allocated over time, or maybe the loan amount is just extended by a couple of months. Either way, we'll find that out, I guess, and we'll work out something. I don't think it's going to be a big problem for me probably to make the mortgage payments anyways, but utilize the credit and the help that's being offered right now. Point number 3, look for opportunities. This is the time. In times of change like this is where opportunities are. Write up offers, contact homeowners or landowners that were actually in the selling market before the crises hit, and see if they're still interested in selling. Maybe you can work out a deal. Maybe you can draft up an offer to them or something. But always keep your eyes open for opportunities. This is really, really the time to find them, if any time. Number 4, what I'm doing right now is I am creating content. So lucky I have this time right now. It's almost like a dead stop for me as of the middle of March to start producing and doing what I really, really want to do with my time. A lot of my time is spent managing my own real estate, basically. It takes up a lot of my day, as well as, of course, taking care of my family. And creating content and audiobooks and helping you guys is kind of like the end note of my day, because that's my discretionary time. That's my free time, basically, my hobby. I can dedicate time to that when I'm done with everything that I have to do. But now I have a lot more time, so there's going to be a lot of content coming. So if you're a YouTuber or not, or if you're even just on Facebook with your friends, create content. Create some things that you want to share with people, some ideas, and basically, reach out to the other people out there, because they're sitting around at their home and not having a whole lot to do already, as well as you. So yeah, this is a great time to connect with people, and the best way you can do that, reaching out to them via social media or other web means, basically maybe Zoom or some other teleconferencing or something, and do all this reach out that you meant to do for a long time. And along with that, virtual hangouts. Believe it or not, this might be the time where I will get my mother on a web conference with us, where she can actually see us while she talks to us. And my mom's not tech savvy. My mom's not tech savvy, nor is my dad. But the necessity of the times maybe will push them towards a little bit, nudge them forwards to actually click that link and register, or just go on that website to see us while we're talking to each other. And I couldn't get them to do it on their smartphone, but now maybe in this dire time of crises, they might actually do that. So I'm really grateful for that. So social hangouts, You get to actually speak to people that you haven't seen in forever. And I myself have pretty much caught up with a lot of people that I normally would never talk to. So this is amazing for me in terms of social contact. Point number 5 is read. What an amazing time to read right now, people. I have stacks of books, seriously, in every single house. I have stacks of books next to my bed. I have a stack of books in my living room. I have papers and flyers everywhere, and I love to read. I just never have the time. Now is the time to read. And you can use reading for so many different things, to learn stuff, to go into a different era of history. I love history. You can use reading just to put you to sleep at night if you have anxiety. The best thing ever. My kids are 16 and 14 just about. I haven't read to them in ages, but I started reading to them a book about the Crusades, and normally a very boring topic, but it all depends on how you read it. And I started reading the book to them, and they loved it. I think the book's called The Holy Wars or something like that. And then to me it's interesting because I get to read about history. To them it's interesting because they get to hear their mom read to them, which is very sweet. And what an amazing time to be able to connect with your family like that. So read and listen to audiobooks if you don't want to read or you have other stuff to do. But this is the best time to catch up on your reading. And of course, cycling, running, relaxing. If you've watched any of my social media recently, I've gotten into swimming. So I actually was swimming a mile once or twice a week. But before that, I did a lot of running. So, and running, I mean, really you just need shoes and outside where you're allowed to go. And yeah, do some more of that. Yesterday I was riding my bike. I just took my bike and started riding downtown. The streets are open and free right now. There's not that much traffic, especially in downtown Savannah where I live. Normally lots of tourists, not a tourist in sight, not very many anyways. And police doesn't really care right now about people riding in places where they're not really supposed to, such as inside the squares. Shh. So I was able to actually ride without, being worried that I'm gonna get a ticket for not dismounting where I'm supposed to dismount my bike. So I took some pictures, really relaxing, fresh air, and it was just amazing. So use this time to relax, to run, to cycle, and as my son said, Mom, take a nap, because when you wake up the quarantine will still be going on. So use this time to relax. This is probably the only time in your life that you'll get a break from the whole world. When you wake up, everything is still going to be there. You're not missing anything. So use the time. Oh, and I added this last point, and you're not going to love me for this, but as a real estate investor, I do a lot of my own I do all my own taxes actually all the time, every year. And so this is my time to catch up on taxes, and we got a couple months to do them, extra months. So I mean, the optimist in me will always be like, yes. So, but the thing is, you can pretty much finish them in this quarantine, which means that when the quarantine is done, towards the late summer, maybe in the fall, when things start to open again and businesses are open again, you'll be done already. You're caught up. You basically got a reprieve from the stressful life that you've had before, and it's just amazing. So let's make good use of this time, everybody, and I hope these tips help you. I know I've been going for about 20 minutes now. I'm going to try to make videos more often because obviously I have the time now. And I look forward to your questions, comments, suggestions, feedback, good, bad, and ugly. I take all of it. Remember, I also still have my radio show. I still host it live every Wednesday at noon. You can stream it live from anywhere in the world, wruu.org. Also, the shows are now edited by me, and I will post them on YouTube pretty quickly because I know how to do that now, and my son is helping me. And yeah, you can catch up on everything I'm doing. And don't forget, next week we will have free webinars. If that works out good, I might just continue doing that for the foreseeable future. We'll see. Of course, my friend and life coach Todd Wilson will also be on those webinars to help you if you have any questions that are personal nature versus real estate. But yeah, go to my website, subscribe, you get a free guide to real estate investing, and also please leave your comments at the bottom of this video, share my video, and subscribe right here on YouTube as well so you can be notified whenever I post new stuff. Have a great day, everybody.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.